Daddy eats lots. Daddy eats lots. Daddy eats lots. Munch, munch, munch.
Hello and welcome to Daddy Eats Last, where we discuss the challenges of being a man in modern society and whatever the hell that even means. I'm Kane, and with Maddie, I don't know what Maddie's doing. It's a public holiday in Queensland or something. Who knows? It's myself and Ryan. How you going?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Queensland always seems to be on a public holiday.
This very lazy buggers up there, aren't they?
Just a little bit, but I hope he's enjoying himself. I can't speak too much. We have a public holiday tomorrow here in London, so
Bank holiday.
Bank holiday, as they call them. Yep.
What do you got on for your bank holiday, mate?
We are moving. So my bank holiday is boxes, car trips, which involved a joyous parking ticket yesterday, which was great. Positively culling and minimalizing things even further, which is nice, something I enjoy. But yeah, the whole weekend's just moving and trying to get set up.
Wow. Well, when you're in Australia, you were setting up your apartment here as an Airbnb. Now you've gone back there and you're moving house. You must be pretty good at moving house.
Pretty good or pretty stupid. I mean, we were saying like this has got to be the last one for a long time because it is doing our head in. But no, it's good in the sense that it'll be nice once this one's done. Like the location's absolutely amazing, which is super helpful. But yeah, it feels like only yesterday that I was sleeping on a floor, furnishing and decking out the South Bank place in Melbourne, which is actually going really well as a short-term place. And we'll be back there in October, which will be good. But then back again, sleeping on the floor again and coordinating the reuse, recycle furniture economy over here to deck this place out.
I love the fact you're minimizing though, in that there is less stuff to move. There's nothing worse than moving a whole house of stuff. And when I first moved out of home, I literally could fit everything, including my TV, which was, I think back then maybe as a high 30-inch TV. Maybe it was the cusp of the 42-inch TVs. I could fit everything in the back of my normal car. It's just a normal car. It wasn't like an SUV or a station wagon or anything like that. It's just it was a Corolla or something like that. I could fit literally everything that I owned. Everything was important to me in the back of that car.
That's so good. And I mean, there's a part of me that's wanting to get to that kind of form because I just generally like having less stuff and more space. Plus, places in London are not exactly big. But also, yeah, it's just calming, not having a lot of stuff. And then that's one way to be a bit of an expert of keep moving is the less stuff that you have, the better.
But surely we all want and need more stuff, Ryan. More stuff. We all want stuff. Where's the stuff?
Where's the stuff? I don't know. I'm finding that it's really positive, like how much is out there in terms of like there's a site, an app that we're kind of using to find a lot of the furniture that's a secondhand one alongside Gumtree and eBay and all those kind of things. And like unless taking that mental approach of perhaps getting back to Australia in the next year, 2-3 years is meaning like you got to ask yourself a question as to whenever you pull something out and go, would I fly this back home with me? Yes or no? And I think that's really helpful in having a lot less stuff. But yeah, there's just something like mentally calming about not having a lot of stuff and being a bit more flexible and a bit more mobile and, rather than spending more money on stuff, spending more money on experiences, which I guess is the whole reason for living overseas.
What's the latest experience you're planning?
So got back from Cambridge last weekend, which was really good. And then the next one is to go down to Dorset and go and hit the coast from Thursday. 2 weeks after that, go and do a cabin kind of escape in Surrey, which will be really cool. Get off the tech. And in between there, also actually going to Milan for a couple of days and going and checking out, the capital of fashion in Italy.
Very nice. And both TK and yourself are now fully over COVID. There's no long COVID symptoms?
No, feeling up and running probably this weekend. Up until then, it's been like a real energy drag. So got over COVID a couple of weeks ago. But what they say about like you being tired for a while to come definitely is something that I've noticed and can say, yeah, that definitely happened. So feeling like it's up and running now, which is nice, which coincidentally does help because stuck moving is not fun.
Yeah. How many times have you moved just in the UK now? Is this a third move within the UK or just a second?
No, heaps. It's like number 6.
Wow.
That's one of the frustrating things I think is
You've been there 2.5 years, then you moved 6 times.
Yeah.
Well, not even 2.5 years.
Yeah, so moved into the first place, then into the second place, and then third place we spent the most time, which was a year there, but then decided to go and live up in like Manchester and Scotland and stuff. So that meant a fair bit of moving. And then obviously moving back, and then that was only ever a 6 to 8 month place, and then moving here. So this one will be a little bit more of a stationary move, because anybody who's moved before, and I envy anybody who does it, not envy anybody who does it with like kids and all that kind of thing. It's not a fun experience moving.
No. I remember when we moved into our place, which we've had for must be about 3.5 years now. It's the same advice I give to everyone. I don't know who gave me this advice. First thing you set up is your bed. And if you've got a kid, the first thing you set up is the kid's bed. If it's a kid's bed or a kid's cot. I remember when we moved, our little fella would have probably just been 2. And he was still at that stage napping during the day. And the move, basically the movers got there at, I think it was 8:30. And by the time they packed everything up and getting to our new place, it was going to be pretty much bang on his nap time. So we said to the movers, "Oh, listen, can you put his cot in last, so that way we can get it out of the truck first, set up, and he might be able to have a nap while everything else sort of happens." And it did kind of work out that way. That it kind of came out. I'm not sure if he ended up sleeping or not in a whole new room, but at least he got to lay down as normal in his new room. So, I think setting up your beds, be it yours or your children's or both, I think that's depending on your situation, it's probably because by the end of the day after moving, you're pretty much always knackered.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I slept pretty well last night, so that was definitely a positive. But I think you're right, setting up the beds. And the other good piece of advice that I got was pack the coffee maker or machine last as well. So it's the first thing that you can unpack to kind of fuel yourself through, which I thought was actually a pretty good piece of advice.
Yeah, it is great advice. I honestly joke to my wife that she'll have to wheel me out of here, like in either dead or like 20 when our little fella gets to the stage where he moves out, then we will downsize. Otherwise, I ain't moving again. I've moved it quite a bit in my time between different houses, not as many as 6 times in 2.5 years, but I've moved quite a few times with like a bit of stuff. So I'm a bit over moving.
No, it's definitely one of those things that if you can avoid it. I'm building a house at the moment in Perth, and my mum's going to move in there and live there so that she stops renting. And I have told her, I'm like, you are coming out of that house on your deathbed, because we are not going through this again.
Absolutely. How's that build going, by the way? Because that's been on your bucket list, or sorry, not your bucket list, your goals list for ages.
Yeah, it's hit a slight snag. It's all going ahead. We've got some land, got building plans that we thought were approved, and then the developer's gone, we don't like that brick color. So we're now back to picking a brick color, which is really frustrating. But that looks like it'll be the last thing. So once we lock down a brick color, then we can start getting the build underway, which will be really nice. And hopefully when I get back home to Oz in October, have something to have a look at. I doubt that it'll be built by then, but there'll be something up to go and walk through, which should be pretty exciting, and prepare to give mum and the family some more moving advice again, which I should be an expert by then.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't move again within that time frame. October, you should be right. You could probably last 5 months without moving.
God, I hope so. I think that, yeah, this one's actually going to hang some pictures and like artwork up, and I think that's a sign of like, okay, we'll stay put for a little while, which will be a welcome change. Because yeah, between all the travel and then new job, which will get underway next month and everything, there's a lot of flux. So it'll be nice to actually set a base. And I think one of the big things, moving can be really exciting because it gives you an opportunity to like create a new environment. But anybody who is in the thick of moving definitely turns around and wants that environment created very quickly.
Yeah. Are you having any time between the two jobs? Any time off?
4 days between the two jobs.
That's not too
a
bad.
long weekend. I'll take the long weekend. Yeah.
You looking forward to the new role?
Yeah. I think it'll definitely be very different. Which is driven a bit of the move of where we've moved a bit more inner London and a bit more closer to where the action is.
In the thick of it.
Yeah, in the thick of it, which will be super exciting. So it'll be good fun. It'll be different, and like they say, change is as good a holiday. So even amongst the stress of moving, there is a sense of change and new stuff and adventure, which is really cool.
Mate, we won't keep you any longer. You've got boxes to unpack. Your coffee machine's obviously unpacked. You've had a good night's sleep, and there's probably more stuff to unpack. So we'll wrap it up there for today and let you get back on with your day of finalising your move.
Indeed. And if anyone needs any tips, feel free to reach out. But I would say do it with as least stuff possible, and you'll thank yourself.
That is excellent advice. It really is. And thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll be back next week with another episode, or should I say serving, of Daddy Eats Last. How's that for a dad joke? Catch you next week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.